What's up with it, everybody? It's just me tonight, solo dolo. What's up with it? What's up with it to everybody? If anybody in here, salute to y'all. It look like I'm gonna be doing this dolo, but it's all good though. Hopefully everybody doing good out there tonight. Uh, what up, Christian? In the building. Um, I don't know. I just feel like talking whatever tonight, man. What's on your minds, man? Jackie, what up? It's a nice little solo project right now, so first and foremost, rest in peace to hey Auntie Debbie. Rest in peace to Angie Stone. Um, she died in a car accident this weekend on her way to perform. Salute and shout out to her. Respects to her family. Before I came on here not too long ago, just saw Kyrie got hurt. So hopefully he's okay. Hopefully it ain't nothing too crazy, too weird or whatever. But since it's looking like it's none but us Niner fans in here and everything, how y'all feeling about the Debo situation? Um, Now Debo has been traded. Some people know. For the ones that's under a rock and ain't don't know too much about nothing, Debo's been traded to the Washington Commanders um, for a fifth round pick. Um, I'm actually cool with it. Wish him the best. Nothing negative now. As y'all can see, I called him Debo instead of Tyshawn. So, you know, um, it was definitely a thing to find out that he is gone now. It's official, like a referee with a whistle. He will be playing with Jaden Daniels this upcoming season. It's gonna be interesting. We people say, oh, he'll be motivated, he'll be energized, he'll be ready to go. We'll see. Um, I know it's a lot of things that he had to go through, pneumonia, whatever else. What up, Marcus? What up, my brother? He had a lot of, issues that he was going through. Also heard that he was trying to get traded. Uh, what was it? Around the trading deadline, from what I'm hearing. I shouldn't say from what I'm told, but from what I'm hearing. So it's a lot of things that come into a situation that you just wonder, like, what really happened. You know what I mean? Behind closed doors, when he was talking about he wasn't getting the ball as much, and I guess seeming like he was underappreciated. I mean, his production was one thing, and people like to say he was a dynamic player, and you know, he's a playmaker. I agree with that. Receiver wise, you know what I mean? Basically averaged a little bit over what a little over 100, 600, 650, yards each year. He had the 1 year, 21, where he was, 114 yards or 1,400 yards and everything. And it was definitely something that when you look at it and you think about things, it's like, shoot, um, uh, what are they going to do? How are they going to do things? And what's going to happen? And I don't know. Christian, do we draft another receiver or get one in free agency? That's a beautiful question. The guy that I was thinking about, that I was looking at, was T. Higgins. Well, we'll see if T. Higgins signs that the franchise tag that he got put on today. Um, that's something to think about. I hope if yes, they're gonna go for a receiver. You can book that now for sure. I just hope what I don't want is for the Niners to go back and say, you know what, we need to get another Debo type of player. Because then I'd be like, what was the point of getting rid of him in the first place? If you're trying to get a prototype of the same dude, go in a different direction. But also, My question really and truly is, which way are the Niners moving? Like, what is the move now? Which way are we going? Like, what's the direction? Um, does Kyle still have, this team, all the way with his neck, with his foot on their neck, or did, upper management finally come to their real mentals and say, you know what, enough is enough. We're not about to let this dude continue doing what he's doing. That's something that I always think about each year. Um, I don't know. We'll see. I think this summer is definitely going to be something that we'll find out. We'll definitely learn a lot about the team. Don't be too shocked about anything right now. It's definitely going to be one of them type of years. Um, we shall see. That's how I'm looking at it. I just hope that through anything, my biggest question mark is how much is Brock Purdy gonna get paid this summer? Um, what's gonna come out of that scenario and that situation? Because with Brock being there, is he gonna ask for top dollar? Is he coming into the situation and trying to be a team guy? These are questions that nobody knows. Does he have the right owner? I mean, owner. Does he have the right agent? To get him the money and everything that he rightfully deserves. I look at it. Don't complain about any player like y'all complained about somebody else who's on the trading block now that we know about, like BA Brandon Ayuk, which to me I don't understand. For the life of me, doesn't make any sense. Why? Um, why would you want to get rid of BA after trading him after signing him to that large, contract that you gave him last year? Like, granted, he got hurt. That was out of his hands. It's out of, that's definitely not something that he planned to happen. He got hurt towards ACL and his MCL. I know about that. So um, it's unfortunate. It's messed up. It is what it is. But the next season, now you want to get rid of him as well. Which direction are y'all going with this? Are y'all rebuilding without saying anything to anybody? And y'all just don't want people to know how y'all are running things this year? It's a whole bunch of question marks that are in the air. Um, what type of team are we gonna have next year? I'm not even, unless y'all make some huge splash plays in free agency and in the draft, where y'all hit on each and every single one, and people are coming in as starters day one. I don't know what type of team we're gonna have next year. And that's just being honest. That's not even being homer or biased or whatever the case may be, because we have the Super Bowl in our backyard. That's just being honest. Like, what type of squad are we gonna have? That's something that you gotta really think about. And are we gonna have Dre Greenlaw back? Um, is he gonna think about, you know, saying that he gonna stand on business on his own situation and say, you know what? No, we're not doing that, bro. This is how I want my stuff to be ran. I want top dollar, and I want a long contract instead of this 1 year prove it deal type stuff. Like, nah, I don't want that no more. I feel like I've already proved it. I'm good enough. I can make an impact and do what I need to do. What y'all gonna do with Dre Greenlaw? Is he seriously still the number one priority for the defensive side? And if you do make him the defensive priority, cool, bring him back. But what do you do as far as the trenches, the line, the defensive line? What y'all gonna do with the defensive line? Y'all gonna get us a new D tackle, the end? Um, I don't see the purpose this year of drafting a first round cornerback unless y'all know for a fact it's gonna be like you know, Sertan, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. Outside of that, I don't see anybody coming out in this draft that's a Sertan. I just don't see that. So, with that being said, I feel like when you think about a lot of things and how we're going to do this next upcoming year, it's a lot of question marks that we do not know. With the sixth Super Bowl being in our backyard, I hope we have a little more motivation to try to get the sixth Lombardi next season. I mean, it's always good to be optimistic. I'll say it that way. I just hope we make, good luck if we even make the playoffs right now. How we look right now. So we don't know who's on this team for sure, unless something drastically happens. Physical is not passed, or something crazy out of the norm happens that Devo's trade, gets resent. I'm a Laker fan. Trades be getting resent. Y'all know Dalton Connect supposed to be in Charlotte. He's not in Charlotte. He's back in LA right now. But anyway, you know, um, we'll see what we have next year. Trying to get that Super Bowl. I would love to have that. But being realistic, I we'll be lucky if we make the playoffs right now. We don't know what type of team we're gonna have next year. We don't know what type of offense. Um, for the start, we're not even gonna have IU that we know of right now. We're not gonna have. I don't feel like we'll have IU for maybe half the season. I could be wrong. He could come back a lot sooner than that and be up to par and be ready and good to go. Who knows? I doubt it. Um, but you just never know. Um, we don't know what type of Christian McCaffrey we're going to get. I feel like he will be serviceable, but you can't run him into the ground like you did 2 seasons ago. We just saw what happened last year. Man he couldn't do it. He just wasn't himself last year. So, or last season. So, um, we don't even know what's going on with Garendo. Remember, he got hurt at the end of the season as well. So, um, also somebody to think about. I don't think he'll make the team, but Mitchell. We don't even know if Mitchell's going to be back in the running back there. Remember he was hurt all season as well. So a lot of question marks coming into this season. Who's going to be the number one? Is Jennings ready for the next level, this next step? I think he could be, but moving up to number one receiver, it's a lot more eyes on you. It's a different look when teams truly scheme for just you. Um, y'all remember Juju Smith-Schuster when who was it? Antonio Brown left the Steelers, and Juju Smith ended up becoming the number one receiver. It didn't work out that good for him. And, with having a dominant number one receiver in Antonio, with AB being there, he was doing his thing. But now that, you won't have Brandon Ayuk there, you won't have Debo there, you still have Kittle there. Hopefully, let's go on and get him re-signed too, which I feel like will happen. Then we can go from there. Are we going to get somebody else, on the other side to help out Kittle? How's the offensive line going to look? We're going to get somebody who's going to be a difference maker other than, Jake Brendel being there. Who's going to be our right tackle? You know what I mean? It's a whole bunch of things that come to mind and that I'm thinking about. Just trying to be optimistic but be honest about stuff. So good luck right now. We're still 6 and whatever our record was last, 6-10 or whatever, 6-11. So good luck with that. Um, as far as the rest of everything that we got going on, Salah, glad he's back, glad he's there, do his thing, then some. But we also gotta be honest with ourselves. Like, what type of dudes are we getting this season? Lenore, thankfully, he got paid, during the season last year, and he continued to produce. Um, but they need to hurry up and get Brock's contract done. I hope this is not going to be all summer, you know, going into train. I don't need that. We don't need it this season. There's too much that goes into it. My biggest thing also is, does Kyle continue, or does he still have the same amount of pull that he's been having for the last 8 seasons? Does he still get that pull? That's something that I'm really thinking about right now. Like, is that what we're gonna do? Is that how we're gonna run things? Is that how this team is about to be, ran and everything? That's something to think about. So it's definitely something, you know, for sure to think on. Jordan, need me to add you? I got you. What's up, my brother?
What's up, man? I was in the lobby earlier and then looked like we didn't start yet. So I was like, okay, well, I'm about to get back on the couch.
I was messing around because I didn't see anybody, so I was like, let me go get my computer
I
and then
got
try
you.
to figure out some stuff. And then I was like, I feel like talking anyway. So, but I'm glad. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
I'm I'm solid, man. I'm good. We it's so weird to say that I'm just trying to get the spring break because like since I'm back on a college schedule again, but I'm just trying to get the spring break. That's really what it is.
For
What's up,
you
Christian?
at
What's up,
this
everybody?
time, how is it going as far as recruiting wise? Like, what goes in? Like, what's the question I asking? What stage are you in at this time?
Yeah, right now, I mean, like our 25 class is set. So what's happening right now is like, so a dead period is about to end, and that's where like you can't have recruits on campus, you can't go out and see them. So like we're gonna have some juniors on campus this weekend. That's gonna be like one of our first kind of junior days or whatever. Because yeah, for the most part, right now, I mean, like yeah, we're trying to set up official visits. We got a lot of good recruits coming in like April May, June, for their OVs, which is dope. Um, because yeah, like that's kind of the main thing we're doing right now is trying to set those up because once I think April 15th hits is when the transfer portal opens up again and everything is crazy, like crazy. So it's pretty chill right now though.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up. So now that you know that I was just talking about this trade and everything. How do you,
Mm.
how have you looked at it? Because you have no dog in the race at all. So how did the how do you feel? Who won so far within the trade? Granted, nothing has happened, but who do you think has gotten the one up?
But talking about with Debo and Washington.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess if anyone wins off of this, it would be, I would say, potentially Washington, because again, you look at what they do or don't have, right? In terms of guys on their roster. Of course, Terry Mack, like he's a problem. We all know that, right?
number one.
Yeah,
He's number one
yeah,
for sure.
like he's a problem. Yes,
Yeah,
100%. Um, but then after that, right? Like obviously, as y'all know, I love Zach Ertz, but he's going to be a year older at tight end. They just need some other guys where they've seen things happen from them in terms of production. And I also got to remember that one of the things I'll be interested to see is like you have a guy that has and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, it's just is what it is. Who has a more college type of mind in terms of Cliff Kingsbury being your OC, which, okay, let's think about that. What do you see a lot of times with some of those spread type offenses in college? A lot of bubbles, a lot of, screen type things. Well, guess where Debo thrives, right? Get him the ball and then, he'll make things happen. And I think for him too, it's one of those things where, we talked about it last year. They said he came in the camp best he's ever looked. Right, I was listening to some of the radio guys out here. They were saying that's what he looked like. So you still got traded, right? I'm sure Debo won't make any excuses. The year did not go how that year did not go how Debo thought it was going to go or how he thinks it should have gone. You know, all the drops, lack of production, you name it. So now it's just like maybe he gets a little re-energized too. But I think it really is a thing where he can be more of a focal person, right? Not be focal person, more of one, because as we all know, San Francisco, y'all gonna spread the ball around. And I think they need him to produce. So I think that, but because y'all got a fifth rounder back.
Yeah.
Y'all have not, I mean, what misses do y'all have a lot in the fifth round? So
Very true. Very
remains
true.
to be seen, right, with what y'all draft or get with it. But I mean, I understand it on both sides, right? Like I think we all knew you're not going to pay Debo that much still.
Writing is on the
Production
wall.
dropped off, but the Commanders need some extra stuff on offense. So
I agree. I feel like the writing was on the wall. We knew one or the other.
yeah,
But now now with Lynch coming out saying what he said at the combines, making it known that even BA is even
I saw
open.
that.
I'm like, that's strange. And I'm wondering, is this a true haul or is this a BS call? Like, I just want to see what could happen. Now, if somebody actually, some team shows them some crazy idea, I think they bite.
That's the only thing for me because
You know what
obviously
I
we saw
mean?
it with like Washington, Pittsburgh. Those were like the main two at the end, right before he signed the extension, that were really interested. To where, yeah, you kind of throw it out there, and again, everything is said at the combine, right?
Right.
All there's a lot of rat poison, as Nick Saban would say. That's kind of put out there in terms of rumors and whatnot. Because the way I look at it is, okay, if you're the Niners, and you know, we remains to be seen where BA is going to be coming back off this ACL.
Right.
Now that, especially since you just traded Debo, like, yes, I get it. Pearsall had a good end to the year, still very much so improving.
Exactly.
George Kittle is Mr. Consistent as long as he's healthy. But then outside of that, who else do you have to trust to throw the ball with, or for Brock to throw the ball to? So I
Jimmy.
just don't see it unless something crazy pops up that BA is going anywhere.
Not only that, and I was just saying it before you got on. I was speaking about people were like, "Oh, now Jennings gets to flourish in this and everything," and I'm like, I have that approach of you remember some years ago when Juju Smith Schuster turned around in Pittsburgh when
Yep.
AB was the number one. He left, and now Juju stepped up and was the number one, and then his numbers went down. You
Yep.
know, they was trash, and I'm like, be careful what y'all asking for with Juwan. It's a reason why he's not number one / number two. Now, don't give me. I will give Kyle this. He has made sorry players look better than what they actually were. I.e., Jimmy. I'm sorry, Marcus, but your boy Jimmy was trash. It is what it is. But he made Jimmy look serviceable. You got running backs that some of them looked all right at, but when healthy, Raheem Mostert
That's
looked
the
good in
Shanahan
Miami.
staple.
Exactly. So you have certain people and certain players that can go or play under his scheme, but then when they leave, you don't really hear too much. I think what Buckner might be the only one that might have flourished after he's left Kyle. Everybody else has kind of been. I'm being honest, and this is just fresh off my head. I don't know anyone that's left the Niners, and I've been like, yo, Aziz.
Mostert had like how many touchdowns did he have this last year? Because he was up there for Miami.
I don't even know.
I know it was somewhere up in the teens. Let me look this up.
Yeah, I know he was last season because he was one behind McCaffrey.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this season coming in, I think Aziz Shire might be the best that has left San Francisco and has truly made positive production for another team. Javon Kinlaw, trash. You know, he's a role player. Solomon Thomas, role player. I ain't gonna call your teammate.
Hey, thank you.
You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah, it was
but other players.
18. I think 18 touchdowns for Mostert. Not this past season, but two ago.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So you got players that when they're in this scheme under Kyle, Kyle can utilize them and get them certain numbers. Now it's going to be interesting, like you just said, where we know that Debo is known for yak.
Mm-hmm.
He can
Mm-hmm.
once you put the ball in his hands, he can be that weapon that we don't know about. But let's be real, that weapon wasn't something since 21. And that
Right.
was when he had the 14 yards. Outside of that, he's only averaged arguably 650 yards a year. That's not nobody was scared of in the league. I'm not hearing that he's a superstar. So it's like,
Sure.
did we actually miss that? You know what I mean? Is he something that you can replace? Not in the playmaking role. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as a receiver, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. No doubt. I think that's where again I was saying in terms of like I'm looking at this in terms of value. What's the value that deep, especially when y'all brought in Christian, and this is assuming right that Christian stays healthy, right? The value of Debo in San Francisco went down. You know, it just that's just the nature of the beast and how good Christian McCaffrey is. But that again, that being said, what's up, Terradome? Um, that being said, what is the value then of someone like Debo in Washington to where this is almost kind of like the relevant and then winning conversation that we've had. Debo does know what it's like to be right there, and so when you have a young group that they're just now understanding things in terms of, okay, this is what it's like to be at this level on this platform. Yeah, someone that's been there before, that can be helpful. So I think there's that other part of it too. But yeah, I think again, it's one of those things of depending on what way or what perspective you look at it from. Again, the value of Debo is completely different in those two different places now.
I agree with you, man. I just I don't know. It's just something about when you look at the certain guys, and now that we see him gonna eat, with him being with uh who's up there in Washington? OC, you said him earlier.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Yeah, with him being with Kingsbury, sky's the limit. Who knows? But also now we gotta talk about elements. You played 6 years in different element weather. And now you're on that side of the coast up higher, because let's not forget it does get cold in South Carolina. I know. Yes, I know that, Christian. Yes. Terry, don't check your DM in if you're still on, check your DM in on X. But with him being up there in Washington, now you're talking about climate, you're talking about good thing you play on grass. So it's not like it's gonna hurt your body that much. But still, ultimately, are you willing to be that player again? Are you willing to drop the weight? How? Like, it's funny when I hear people talk about, oh, this, they got traded. Now they're motivated to come through and they're motivated to do such and such. Like, some people also got to look at. Sometimes that's a that's a blow to the ego.
Sometimes
You know
it's
what
just
I
like,
mean?
man, I don't want to do this as much. Yeah.
Because quiet as kept for the first week and a half, I was a little leery about Luka. Like, did this really hurt the dude? Like,
Yeah.
you can
And they
tell
talk
by
about it.
his play. Like, he
Yeah.
was like, I really can't believe somebody did that to me.
Right.
It happens. You know what I mean? In this profession. So I just feel like when it comes to him, we'll see. You going up there to Chocolate City and you like wearing them leather pants up there. I don't know, they I don't know what type of Tyshawn Washington, that's
It's gonna be a little bit. They might at least be the long-legged leather pants though. Now that you're in DC, once it get past, because I mean I know sometimes like you said it's up north, and I know you know this, but for people that haven't been there, DC in the summers, oh, it's brutal, like humid, hot. all of that, and then of course it can be freezing cold once it gets to the winter. But
Dumb
yeah,
cold.
yes, yeah.
Dumb. Me and Dennis was there the year the Philly went and they played against Brady in that Super Bowl. We was
Mm-hmm.
there in DC
Oh,
at that
really?
time. Dumb cold. Like, nah, man. Folks gotta understand. It's a different, situation. We understand, Pterodon. We good. It's all good, bro. Uh, you know, that type of weather is different.
Yeah.
He up there in the go-go city and to have on them bitch bad pants on, them leather pants. He gonna get looked at, in a different light. He might like what he see there, the go-go city.
Oh no.
So, whatever. He's not part of us anymore. Hey, wish you the best. It is what it is till you play us. That's just how I am. I'm always going to be that type of dude. Hey, wish you the best till you play us.
Hey, I mean, it's like you say, like, or everyone always says, look, there's some exes that you just go out on good terms with, but still, at the
Yeah,
end of the day, you don't want that next relationship to be better than the old one.
right.
That's just
Absolutely.
how it is.
Absolutely. And for some of my exes just being real, I hope nothing works for you. Just being honest. Oh, I hope nothing works for you. I
And
hope your
that's where
water's
Devondre Campbell
cut
steps
off.
in.
Yeah, that's my statement. I hope your water's cut off. I hope your lights is bad for some reason. I hope you got a shortage in your car. I don't care. So
That and
what? He probably thinks
you
worse for
like,
me too.
but that's the thing that you have your Debo exes, you got your Devondre Campbell exes, right?
Oh man.
It's just different.
Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
wow. That's a dirty game. It's real, but that's a dirty
It is
game.
real.
Golly, man. Um, yikes. Do you think? Okay, let me ask you this:
Yeah.
Who does the Falcons right now have their eye on, and what position? For you guys right now during the off season.
Well, couple ways to answer that. First one is obviously free agency, right? Just because that's always what's going on. But I would say, first thing they had to do, they had to make some decisions with restructures, cutting some guys because we don't have cap space right now. And there are a couple of targets already. I mean, actually, one of them I just saw him in the weight room just last week about they might not be bringing him back just because of the money aspect of it. So there's that part. Then David Onyemata, who solid players. He's getting older as a D tackle. They cut him. That saves a lot of money. And of course, everyone wants to know what in the world happens with Kirk Cousins, even though kind of doesn't matter with this contract too much, whether he's here or not. But I think just vibes, energy alone, you want him out. But in the drafts, I forget my guy's name, but he's a D end out of Marshall. Athletic freak, bro. Athletic freak. I was watching this tape. I'm like, I don't care, dog. I got to find a way to get him to Atlanta because we had that mid-first round pick. And as we all know, like, obviously you lived in Atlanta for a long time and just watching the game. We have not had a pass rusher since John Abraham. We
Facts.
haven't had one.
Facts.
So,
That is
and
a
y'all with
fact.
me with the 1 year Vic Beasley had. I ain't trying to hear it when he went up against the third string and fourth string tackles.
I
All right,
agree.
because we saw what he did after that year. But
Mm-hmm.
we have not had a consistent pass rusher on the outside since John Abraham. So that's like priority number one. Offense, they're going to be fine. Again, if they like for the most part, they might have like legit 10 starters back on offense next year.
Do y'all keep Kyle Pitts?
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, like for a couple of things. One, what do you get back from him? It's not like he's on an extension. It's not like he's taking up a bunch of the cap like that. So I don't, it's not a big thing for me. But then also, I want to see more of what it looks like for him to play with Penix. I mean, I don't think anybody had on their bingo card at the end of that Washington game, at the end of regulation, Kyle Pitts is going to be the one that has the game time touchdown catch to go to OT. I don't think anybody had that there. It's like, wait, he did that? And look, I don't know Kyle Pitts, so I can't speak on his mentality. I know people like to call him lazy and this, that, the other. Look, that's not my place. But as we all do know, sometimes depending on who you're playing with, gets you an extra pep in your step, right? You do move and play a little different. I mean, now all of a sudden, you like we with Luka, like you talked about before. Now everyone's just like, oh, you know what, Bron might play another 3 years or 4 years because it's just different,
That's
right?
true.
How much he has to do is different, where he doesn't have to be that main guy every game. So sometimes who you're with does change this thing. So we'll see. I haven't given up on him. I'll leave it at that.
Do you like Penix with what is it? Zach Robinson as your offensive coordinator? Do you like
I
that?
like Penix. Period. Pause. Like
Okay. Okay.
that.
But
That's.
are you
I
cool
mean,
with Zach though as your offensive coordinator?
I the thing for me with Zach is I saw some things. Well, first off, I mean such a transition from when we had Arthur Smith. I mean, my goodness, but
True.
that was year one for him,
Right.
right? And like even
Right.
then, I still saw some things like, okay, I can
And
see
he
the
got a
mind,
splitting
I see
quarterbacks
it.
too.
Yeah. Well, then like Kirk was hurt, which again we could all see it why they didn't make a change or look into that during the season when he was playing hurt. Yeah, I could go on a tangent for that for another 5 minutes, right? But the thing is, look, we saw what would happen with this offense though when you had a healthy quarterback. And Kirk
Right.
had some good games, right?
Right.
Penix came in, he showed his flashes. He had a lot of drops that led to picks, but he had his flashes too. And one thing we didn't get to see, which I'll really be curious to see, just more so going into next year, now that you have a more mobile quarterback, how much more does that expand the offense? Not talking about read plays and quarterback runs, but where's your boot, right? Where's the sprint out? Where's a waggle? Just things like that we didn't get a chance to see with, Kurt being so immobile. So, no, I still trust it. Again, I'm very hesitant just in general, though, like to get rid of coaches in 1 year. Like that's just because again, like I said, let me see some progress. Let me see what you learn from 1 year going to the next, things like that. Um, so no, I'm fully on board with it. Plus, I just trusted Michael Penix. I
Yeah,
remember I was telling people that when it was him and Caleb Williams, and people asked me who do I think the best quarterback is. I said Penix.
yeah, that's true. I remember you saying that. Then
Yeah.
now he has his weapons. You got
Yeah.
London.
Yep.
Um, utilize Kyle. I hope he understands. This is it for the most part for him. I'm not gonna say this is it. That's not fair.
He'll get a second contract, but
Exactly.
you're not going to get the money that you think you will.
That
Yeah.
I agree with. Who's y'all second?
Darnell Mooney.
Oh, thank you.
Yep.
Mooney's out
And
there.
remember, Rondale Moore was hurt last year. He missed the whole season. So another big time gadget kind of player.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys got, because I lived in Atlanta, obviously I keep up with them. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
not gonna sit up here and be crazy and be like, oh, I'm oblivious. It's like you being where you are and not paying attention somewhat to the Niners. It's like, come on,
Absolutely.
bro. That's not gonna happen. So even with your new defensive coordinator, how you feeling about him coming in, and do you guys go after Drake Greenlaw? Would you like that to happen?
I hope so.
I
You
gotta
know,
be real, even as a Niner. Gotta be real, man. Like it is what it is right now.
yeah.
Y'all gotta be honest. Niner fans, y'all need to really wake up and be honest with yourself.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, it'd be tough because again, we have so much cap stuff we got to work out and figure out. But Hawks win. We just won on a buzzer beater. But it's one of those things where I think for the longest of time, the Falcons have had this identity of being nice guys. You know what I mean? Like I know we used to have guys like Tyson Clabo and Harvey Dahl on the offensive line, but when you think about the players, like a lot of guys were finesse guys and finesse scheme and things like that. Like you didn't have anyone that's just a dog. Like I'm saying, we have some good players, like they're dogs in that regard. Grady Jarrett, dog. Like I'm saying, but in terms of mentality, I don't think the Falcons have had that in quite some time. So that's why I'm so big about getting someone like Dre Greenlaw, and he's from the South too. So like that's another part of it. But yeah, Jeff Ulbrich, the one place where I'm a little hesitant is the fact that Raheem Morris, when he got hired, he hired a DC that was one of his guys, right? Jimmy Lake. We saw it at work, right? Jimmy was not ready. He just was not. Let's call it is what it is.
Right.
So now you're going back to another one of your guys. And again, I can't put all this on him because, as we all know, when you have to replace a head coach in the middle of the year and you're the one that has to step up to be the interim, is a world of difference. But the defense for the Jets, once he took over, they took a step back, and that's supposed to be your thing. And look, we don't have the talent defensively that the Jets do. So now it really is going to be a lot more on your X's and O's and how you can scheme some people in the right position. So no, remains to be seen, but I have some pros with it. Got my cons too.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
That is something to think about. What is his? Okay, when you look at his scheme, what is he more passionate with? Is he just mainly a linebackers type of defensive coordinator, or is he better with the secondary?
Oh, he's a front seven guy. No,
Okay.
he was a linebacker in the league.
Right.
With the
Right.
Niners too. I think he played with them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, he's definitely a front seven guy. Which, at least on the linebacker level, depending on the health of some guys, again, Troy Anderson is a freak athlete, but he can't stay healthy. There's a lot of versatility we can do with that, which is good, but there's still those other holes we gotta fix.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I feel about my Niners right now with everybody.
Yeah.
A lot of people talking, and I'm like, we don't even know what team. Right now, we're 6-11. That's it. Where we are what our score reflects.
The
I'm
record was,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm not about to waver that right now. Y'all can miss me talking about we'll be better. We getting our guys back next year. I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that at all because this season we have what, if I'm not mistaken, we're the oldest team in the league.
If not,
And I
you're up
think we're
there.
the second highest paying team in the league also. So right behind with the Eagles, I think. So looking at how we have been going, we're getting older, not younger. We want to be younger. You're trying to get rid of two receivers. One, yes, I can understand. He's getting up there in age. Okay, cool. Great, fine, and dandy. But BA's barely 26 years old.
Yep.
I think he's 26. I don't understand the point of moving him when you just paid him. I could be wrong, but I've never heard of a receiver getting paid the way he got paid last season and then turning around and now they're trying to move him the next season while he's been injured.
That was going to be my point. Where obviously the production before he got hurt wasn't what you wanted
a problem.
But yeah, like that. So, like I said, I just don't see it because of what else is on the roster right now, right? Like, plus, let's look at it this way. Let's say you do trade him, okay? With where the Niners are drafting
11.
Now that becomes now another big need. It's like, hey, we got to find some more talent receiver. Meanwhile, you still need more talent on offensive line, right? Like, one, because again, Trent ain't playing for much longer. As in,
Talk
again,
about that.
because I do love watching Trent Williams play when he's healthy. When's the last time we've seen
honest.
when's the last time you've seen it?
Not once. Why he's been playing with us? He's been hurt every year.
Exactly. So that's the part I'm looking at it too, where it's just, because there are some athletic freaks that I think that are going to be there on the offensive line when the Niners pick. I truly do believe that. So that could be somewhere they go, hey, start them over here at right tackle. And then when it's time, if you think they're ready, boom, that's when you put them on at the left side. And then just again, too, like with all the free agents that y'all have potentially on the defensive side of the ball, what do you do to fill those gaps too, right? Is that going to be something that you do you do in the draft? You look at 11. So it's just one of those things where for me, I don't see the need to trade him and then create another hole when there's already all these other holes that are right here.
I agree. I 100% agree. I just don't get why we're continuing to. I don't understand where we're going. Like, you're telling me we're rebuilding without saying it. You know what I mean? And I feel like because now when the rubber has met the road now, you guys now have to pay. You have to pay your quarterback.
100%.
You have to. Like, okay, pay him. I'm fine with that. Now you got to figure out how much you're going to pay him. You don't know if he's the guy who's going to be the quarterback that is for the team, or if he's going to be like, I don't watch, certain players walk in here, they got their money. Uh, it's
And
my
it seems
time
like
now,
with
G.
Brock, it's going to be a balance. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like he is.
yeah.
You just never know.
Yep.
That's how I'll say it. You just
Yeah.
never know,
Yeah,
because
I'd agree.
he will make you talk, or your agents can do certain things. And we've seen, especially as of lately, a lot of these agents do things because they want to get their name out there and push these
And they
certain
want to get their
narratives.
bag.
Absolutely. So, is this going to be an agent pushed type of move, or is this, Parag coming in and stepping up and saying, nah, enough is enough. We don't get a handle on this. And that's the thing, because I'm fine if you pay Brock 48 to 50 million. I'm fine with that. But when we go 55 and up, now I'm like,
yeah. It's like I said, especially just where the roster is like, I feel like, and it's not to say that y'all don't have a lot of young talent, because you do.
true.
But if it was more and they were also more on rookie contracts for, these next 2-3 years. What's up, Ghost? By the way, yeah, he's a backup. I ain't even worried about that. But obviously, like, look, Charvarius Ward was going to be the situation with him, right? God bless his soul, because we know why he even more so wants to be out. But
Absolutely. And
that's the
rightfully
thing.
so.
Yeah, exactly. What's going to be the situation with Hufanga? What's the situation with Greenlaw? What's the situation? You know what I'm saying? Like, when you start looking at it like in this way,
Certain people
that's
on the
where it
line.
really gets. It's a lot going on.
Banks.
Yep.
Hey, Chicago's looking at him. Some of these linemen, y'all, hey man, y'all gotta pay attention to it. These
And
are
that
real
goes
things
back.
that can happen.
Yeah,
You're
and
right.
that's where it goes back to what I said again. It's the thing of, well, because you bring up Chicago in a lot of key places, cheap contracts, like, so they can afford to spend a little bit more than what you could. That's just the nature of the beast.
This is why you gamble, why you have a quarterback that's on that rookie contract. This
Yeah.
is the time where you can gamble with house money and then some,
Mm-hmm.
and see what you got. If this lands and it sticks, Paul. Hey, let's roll with that. Outside of that, ah, ah,
Right.
like with the Niners, you definitely have to see what's going to happen as far as these next moves, especially when free agency starts. Thank you, Ghost. When free agency starts, is it next week?
So the tampering period usually is around like next. Yeah, I think it'd be about next week.
Okay, so with that going on and everything, that's cool. Okay, Pterodon, I get it. I'm fine with people love to let people go, and then once we get somebody coming in there and because they sit next to certain players, then they look a certain way. And once you have so many games under your belt, that's one thing. But then when you're playing against real contending teams, we'll see how they actually play.
Real
That'd be my
tampering
opinion.
period, by the way, it's March 10th. That's when it starts.
So what is
So you have
today?
like that 24 or 48 hour window from next month, right? So like next Monday hits, that's when teams will start to reach out to people, and then I think you start announcing them 2 days after that. So that Wednesday.
That Wednesday? All right.
Yeah.
So technically, Tyshawn is still a Niner until the 10th or the 12th, right? Or the 12th, yeah.
I think so.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, it is what it is. I'll be fine with that. Will someone take Brindle off my hands up? I mean, we don't know. These are questions you got to ask your top knowledge, your top flight coach. Um, I hope his I hope he doesn't have so many answers. Like he's not the last say so anymore. I hope front office has stepped in and has finally been like, hold up, bro, enough is enough. We've listened to you far too long. We've allowed these guys to continue to finesse us for these contracts, and then we get played in the long run. Because if you look at how they did Debo, in my opinion, Debo won in so many ways because he's
Mm,
still gonna get paid regardless. And then how he asked for the trade and how everything worked, and then for him to go to a contending team, at least for right now, you know. Now he played with one McCaffrey. Now he gets to play with the little brother McCaffrey over
that's
there as
right.
well. So hey, remember how they was trying to say they wanted him to be like Debo in their offense. Now you really get Debo in your offense. So it's definitely gonna be, something different for us to see and for us to get. I would love to see what happens. Here's a question: we got a fifth rounder for Debo. If you were a team, would you give me what? Wait. If you were a team, what would you give me for Brindle?
Nothing.
Nothing. I wouldn't take your phone call for Brindle.
It would be if you cut him, I might bring him in for depth, but like
Maybe
that's
exactly, but
I'm not trading for him.
he has no value. I wouldn't even understand what would be the purpose of getting a phone call. Everybody got to be hurt in the league for you to be calling for him. I wouldn't be calling for him. Look, the draft is about to come along. We'll work with some folks before we get Jake Brendan. Into not in my opinion. That's I don't know. But again, we're talking about the coach who has answers for everything and feels like certain players, elite players, are better than taking care of the trenches, which makes no sense to me. You build the
Not at all.
foundation first before you build that house. You don't put the windows on, you know, before you start studding the house. That doesn't make sense. It's not gonna hold on to anything.
Well, then,
But
especially when you think about the Niners identity, right? Because I talked about the Falcons identity earlier. What's it supposed to be like? Yeah, all the toys and all the weapons is great. They want to hit you in the mouth. Well, if you don't have the people to hit somebody in the mouth with, how can you live up to what your identity is supposed to be?
I agree. I agree. That is my main thing. It's like, what is our identity? I right now do not understand that. For your GM to come out and to say, for the most part, your number one receiver after we just paid him is open for trade talks.
What if it's a glass house?
What do you do as far as what are you holding on to as far as the squad? Like, what's your identity? Like, which way are we going with this? Are we rebuilding and y'all not saying nothing, or like
And that's the
like
thing. We know they aren't since they got all that money tied up in contracts.
so what are y'all doing? And this is where the incompetence I feel in what Kyle doesn't make sense. And when we have certain trades that go down, it's like, what is the point of that? You know what I'm saying? I just don't get it. Look, can I say something about this? Because I hate for the life of me. I feel like the 40 is the most pointless shit in life. Anytime I see who runs 40 yards, period, anywhere outside of a long break. How many long touchdowns do we have a year? Not that many. So
Mhm.
how in the hell and what does a 4.29, a 4.89, a 5? The 40-yard dash means literally nothing to me because you don't. How often did you run 40 yards in a game?
If I
Flat out.
did, we were in trouble.
Exactly. You know what I'm
If
saying?
I
That's what I'm
did.
like. That's why it doesn't. That's something that has never made sense to me. Like, people make such a big deal about the 40. He is just as fat. And? is he gonna be able to utilize that?
Yeah.
Is he quick? Give me the quickness. Give me
Yeah. The shuttle
that
time.
the shuttles and okay, now I can work with something. Now I can
Mhm.
understand what type of dude we working with. But because the dude run 4.2, not and he ain't getting the ball.
Yeah.
You know
I'm
what
with
I'm
you.
saying? He a lineman.
I'm
So
with you. The thing, the thing for me that I would always, I'd always say about the combine and things like that, you can use that to help validate some stuff that you see on tape. It can't make up for what's on tape.
thank
I
you.
think that's the best way I could put it. Like if I put on Julio's combine, right, Julio Jones, and if I put on and I see he runs a 4.3, 4.4, it's like, yep, that's that. I've seen that on tape. That's him running fast, and also the 10-yard time, right, the 10-yard split, because that's where you get the explosive movements. It's like, yeah, I've seen that. Now where it gets to question is sometimes you'll see someone go out there. Honestly, I might be one of the perfect people to use this, right? Because like you said, it's one of those things where if you saw my tape, all right, I'm an athletic dude. But then I went out there and ran a 4.8. There was nothing on my tape that screamed, wait, so is this like actually how fast he is? Or is this, hey, I had 3 months to get ready to run the best 40 of my life. So that's what I end up doing, So that's the thing for me where it can validate some things that you might see, but it can't make up for what you actually see. Like that's what the combine is. Um, And I get it. Like it's just fun. Everyone, like you said, it's one of those things of hey, the flashy numbers. Because here's the thing: for me, from what I've realized, the things that we see at the combine, that's not even what's most important for the NFL teams. It's
It doesn't
it's the
matter.
medicals, and it's the interviews that they do. So the behind the scenes stuff, that's what matters more than anything.
That's what matters.
Yeah,
You're out there running routes, or you're throwing the ball, or you're running. Nobody's hitting you. Nobody's impeding your run. Nobody's stopping you from running forward. You're running routes against no one, so you're not
and
getting guarded. There's
throwing to
no
people you have
defensive
never
scheme
caught passes
for
from before.
exactly like a whole bunch of so what? What does your tape show me? What does your
Yes,
tape show me? Like being an athlete, you being an athlete as well. Tape with nobody guarding you I hope looks wonderful. It's like me missing a shot in my head. You know what I mean? Like you know how
yeah,
you three, you'd be a fool to say you missed. You missed in your head? No, I
right,
didn't miss in my damn head. What the hell you
right.
mean? Like it's the same shit when I think about looking at the combine. I don't care for the combine other than what happened, like you said, what happened behind closed doors. How did these guys speak to these owners, or what do they have to say, and how is their character and all that type of stuff. But his what he did out there and how he looked on his pro day. Look, man, how did that dude look when dude who's 360 pounds running at him? Did he get elusive? Did he get away from the dude? Did he throw
Mhm.
the ball away? Was it accurate? That's what matters to me. I care less what this dude runs, and he looked good in some damn tights. First of all, you don't even play in tights.
Right. Well, some of these
Like,
guys do now.
I
Some
mean,
of them
you know
do.
what I mean? It's like, but come on, man. Be more realistic with the game, or what you're really looking at.
Yeah.
Tell me what went on behind closed doors. Okay, the man lifted uh uh four, he lifted 250 pounds 40 times. I do remember Kevin Durant didn't want to lift
Couldn't
weights
get
when he
the
first
bar or
started.
the 135 or whatever it was from the NBA. 185.
He's one
Mm-hmm.
of the greatest pure scorers ever. So what does that mean? You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like a whole bunch of stuff means nothing until man, can you put that ball in the hoop? Can you throw that ball to him? Can you score a touchdown? Can you sack that, quarterback? Or can are you good?
And then
Does
I
your
mean,
tape
obviously,
speak for it?
right. And obviously as a Bay Area person, as you know, or as a Niners fan, I should say, Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice did not kill a combine. He did not kill a 40 time. It's the best receiver ever. But and like I said, this is where again where it's fun. Right. So for example, when I saw Jordan Davis when he was at the combine, Now, I'd seen it on tape. This dude is 350, 360 pounds, flying down the line and tackling people outside the box. I'm like, how are you that big? And you're doing freakazoid stuff like that. But then he shows up to the combine and runs like a was a 4.9 or 5 flat. Like you human of your time, you're not supposed to be able to do that. But oh well, guess what? If I turn on the tape measures up to what I saw you run the 40 in. So that's where I'm saying, like, okay, it's cool and fun to do that. And obviously, if you know somebody, right, like our receiver, Alec Manor, he was running, so I saw he ran 4.4, 30, was it 38, 39 inch vert. So you know somebody, right? So like that's cool. But again, him running that fast, him being that explosive, I saw it on tape. It just validated what I saw on tape.
Papa J, that's pretty funny right there. They should go up.
Oh,
Combine's a waste of time. Hey, I agree. They should go through a wipeout obstacle. Hey, that's something that
That's
should be
funny.
noted, duly noted. You can find out a lot about certain people and their agility and what they're built from with just
Then that,
doing just that alone.
then that first
Um,
person gets hurt.
oh, it's over. Oh,
That's it.
I mean, over, over. There's nobody ever doing that.
Hmm.
That you can hang that up. Oh man, nobody will be going to these combines anymore. It'll be pro day city. That's it. So,
Christian, I'm done running 40s. I'm not running another one. Dude.
oh, you can
Dude.
definitely hang that up for me.
Mm-mm. Told you
Oh,
the last 40-yard dash I ever ran was a 4.840. That's the fastest I ever ran in my life. It's the last one I'm gonna run in my life.
I don't
I'm
know,
ending
bro.
on that one.
I don't know. I was in time back then. I don't know. I don't have a clue. Um, don't really care, and I don't plan on running one no time ever soon.
Ain't no
So,
way.
oh
I
well.
could barely drink it for it. I could do that. I could do that. I ain't running one. Oh man,
That's funny right there. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
funny.
probably, yeah, yeah. That's a fact. Probably could. Ain't no telling. But now you're not getting me running nowhere. Good luck you getting me running. Period. Let alone running for my leisure.
I barely run on the treadmill.
You do more running than me.
I play basketball, but I mean I need that to get to move and compete. But I ain't getting on no treadmill.
I need to get back to hooping again. Even at this age, I want to get around some. I just want to play again. I
Yeah.
just haven't played like that. I've shot a couple of times, but that ain't the same. I need to get out there and hit someone, then I can be like, yeah, okay. I felt how that feels again. All right.
See, I have a league championship on Wednesday, so I'm just getting ready for that.
Oh shit. Hey, well, go on and dominate that then too, cause
Thank you, sir.
whew, last time I did play, you know what? It's funny you brought that up. Last rec league I played in, no lie, no lie. I lost. We lost in a buzzer beater. The dude turned around and flung the ball from the other side, the free throw line. He just caught it and just threw it.
Oh no.
You know what I did? I said, "Oh, that's going in." No, you know how you can see somebody throw something and you look at it, you go, "Oh, that's going in," and that
Hmm.
motherfucker. I said,
And it's just one of those, like, of course, there ain't nothing I can do about this.
"Oh,"
Nothing
and
I can do about it.
and that was the only shot he made the whole game.
Oh no. Yeah, I'm shaking. Look, I don't care what anybody has to say about sore losers. I lose that
Oh,
way. I'm shaking nobody's hand. I'm walking out
oh,
that gym right then and there.
you talk about I'm a poor sport. I don't care. So what? I live by it, die by it.
Hmm.
It's because I was guarding him. So when you're locking somebody up and the one shot that they hit is the one shot they couldn't throw 100 times. and make again. That same way he threw it. He couldn't make that shot if his life depended on him to throw that
Oh my
same
God.
way he threw. You can tell it was just a he hop. Just
Mm-hmm.
he
Just take it
flung
and
it.
throw it.
And you know how
Mm-hmm.
you walk by, you just put your arm up, but you're not really thinking,
Because
right?
you're not
Let
trying
me
to
run it.
foul them or anything like that. Like,
Nothing. I just turned around and looked, and I was like, "Why is that online?" Like it was straight. I was like, "That's going in." I went like this. I did. I turned around, and was like, "Ain't played in the rec league." Talk about hurt,
look,
bro.
I understand.
Woo wee,
I
boy.
understand.
5 years ago, I still could run a 4.9 at 50. Hey,
Kudos to you.
tear it on. You can beat me in a foot race right now, then, because
Same.
these knees, the way they work, what BA's went through or is going through, I've tore my ACL by MCL, so
I
and I didn't
didn't. I
get the
just
procedure he got.
so I'm
Mm-mm.
not running the 40. I just got 40 more pounds than when I ran that last one.
Shit, I
that,
can't
that
even. Oh, me?
that's the difference.
I don't even know. No, I probably got at least 10, maybe 15. It ain't muscle no more. So
No. No.
I ain't got nothing to be putting it on like that no more. So you know it is. What up, Gil? Yeah, it ain't needed no more. But
Mm-mm.
shit, running a 40?
Yeah, I'm good off that.
The only thing I did was run to my 40s. You know, I ran past it. That's about the only 40 you're gonna get out of your boy.
That's about it.
That is it. Boy, them days is over. What's
No, I
up?
trust you. I get it. I get it. Hey, let me ask you this though
Yes,
before
sir.
we head on out, because I know LeBron was he was kind of at the forefront these last couple of days, right? He had his things to say about when Ant said he didn't want to be the face of the league, which then Stephen A, in my opinion, went on First Take the next day, literally proved a big part of LeBron's point, right? In terms of how the face of the league is dissected, and it's more like so much of what NBA talk nowadays is very negative, right? Like it's not praising the game; it's very negative. So, just curious what you think about that.
Controversy sells,
Yep.
negative sells. Um, I think that when people don't agree with the narrative, you got to be hating,
Mm.
and you can't celebrate anyone anymore. Just look at this from this perspective. To be in the conversation of one, to be in the conversation of the greatest basketball player ever, to be in the conversation is one thing.
Yep.
And people are literally arguing about this on a daily basis, somewhere
Mm-hmm.
within around the world,
Mm-hmm.
is if you're number one or number two. To be even argued about that is wild. So everybody has an opinion now. Social media, everybody from one of your teammates can be two uh, uh, two areas over from you, sitting in their locker, and could be tweeting about you from his burner account.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And could be hating on you, and you don't even know who John Doe is 28 over here. And you're like, who is John Doe 28? The whole time it's one of your teammates
Yeah,
over
your
there.
boys, yeah.
You know what I mean? So um, I think it's just the mere fact of your life is always talked about, good or bad. It's always talked about. We didn't have social media around for Michael Jordan. So
Mm-hmm.
in some ways, some lights, we just had to go by what we heard. Oh, Michael Jordan was this. Michael Jordan was that. We know that he loved to smoke. We know he loved to do this and all this other crap. Well, if you don't have a video, it's all, urban legend type of stuff. We knew that
Yeah.
he loved to gamble, so on and so forth. He lost this amount, blah, blah, blah. But he still was always told that he was, for the most part, a good dude,
Yeah.
guy. Never heard anything, not a blemish, not a parking ticket, nothing about LeBron. In 22 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Man has been with his wife. He's known since high school and has 3 children. We've never heard a scandal. The most we've heard about LeBron is him liking a picture.
And the whole Delonte West thing, which again, that doesn't even have anything to do with him.
Has nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
But yet and still, because Delonte West was blowing his mama's back out at one time, that had to be part of the news.
Yes.
And because LeBron has a say-so more than what Michael Jordan did at that time, he gets scrutinized for everything he does, regardless of the man put chosen one on his back.
Mm-hmm.
They start calling him King James. You know what I mean? He wore number 23.
Yep.
I want to be what? Name a player. A great player at that. Name a great that didn't want to be better than whoever other people say is the great, or even himself say is the great. Name that player that wouldn't say that. I want to be better than Michael Jordan. You're mad, like we're literally mad behind him saying that. Versus somebody,
Yeah.
Why not say that? It's always something that he's being scrutinized about. So when he speaks on with Ant and what he felt, I give him. You don't want that. You don't want that, bro. It sounds good, but just imagine not being able. And we're nowhere on LeBron's level, but LeBron since high school that I would know of, probably since high school, probably hasn't flown on a charter flight since.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, to us, that's like, I ain't never even thought about that. You can't even just get on a plane and Draymond could be sitting next to you in first class on Delta. You're never going to see LeBron on no.
You're never going to see him.
You're never going to see that. So you can hang that up. You'll never see certain people, Magic Johnson's or Michael Jordan. You'll never see them. They wouldn't even know what to do. Go through TSA and do what? I don't even know what to do here. That and people would be like, "How you not know what to do at it?" I don't fly this way. Like it's certain things to walk into a restaurant and the whole restaurant is shut down just so you can be at peace and eat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't understand certain things. Like, you can't go to the store. I'm going to just run into Target real quick and grab these candles, and I'm going to run right back out.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
What? You know what kind of melee you about to have started? First of all, everybody got a camera phone, and LeBron walk into a Target? Dog, it's within 15 minutes. With that 5 minutes, him walking in and out of there, that Target's gonna get swarmed
in a heartbeat.
Trying to get up out of there. There's no way. So, Edwards, you may not want it. I think Tatum is being groomed that way, but I don't even know if he wants
it. It seemed like with some of the comments that Jason Tatum made, now whether he wants it or not, but it's more so he's kind of frustrated as to why am I not getting also nominated for being, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it. You look at what his career has been so far. Got a very good. He's got a good point. But I agree because I think like with how you put it, right? Again, it's like chosen one. Like obviously, look, we can sit here and nitpick LeBron in terms of like, dog, no, you asked to be the face of the league when you did that. You asked to be the face of the league when you wore 20. Okay, cool, fine, I get that. But the one thing that I don't like about where things are, it's one thing if you're objective, right? Like, cool, like yeah, if you think LeBron's not playing well, yeah, tell him.
Right.
But the one thing that I feel like, because I was watching Gilbert Arenas talk about this too, one thing that he said was, as soon as you get compared to Mike, like that's your career killer.
Yep.
For example, like Rod and I disagree. He's got Mike 1, I got Ron 1. Okay, cool. But when you're 2, so many times people don't even recognize the greatness if you're 2. It's everything. Look, let me tell you how bad you are, which is why I can't have you 1. Like that's what it is. And then think about this. Even as it relates to Mike, who did we like jokingly or not? Who have we related Anthony Edwards to going back to last year? Michael Jordan. Right? Like that is right there too. So that it's one of those things where, again, if it's like, for me, it's like if someone tells me that no, they think Michael's number 1, I'm like, all right, cool. Like, cool. Both are great. Remember, I got, like, when I was old enough to understand what I was watching, I got the tail end of Mike. Right. But still realizing, like, wait, this dude, you still putting up 20, 21 a game and you this old. Oh, that's incredible. That's incredible. So that's the same way where I'm watching LeBron now. So you putting up 26, 8 and 8 at 4, year 22, like that. It should be celebrated. It should be celebrated. And so that's the thing for me. Not and even to take it away from a LeBron thing himself, all the other great things that are going on in the NBA right now that just don't get talked about because it's not a negative thing. Like I hadn't seen so many people start talking about Oklahoma City until these last couple of weeks. As you know, they blew that lead the other week, and it's like, hey, are they ready or not ready? I'm like, what you mean? We've been watching them ball out all year, and now all of a sudden they get a little hiccup. Now let's talk. Are they ready? Because last time I checked, who a lot of people thought the face of the league, or not face of the league, best player in the league might be, he doesn't even get asked these questions. I'm talking about Jokic. Nobody asked Jokic, like, oh, like, you're the face of the league. Do you want? Dog already told y'all, I don't give a shit.
I don't care about it.
I could do in my NBA career, won a championship, got a Finals MVP. I didn't even want to wait 2 days for the parade. I wanted to go home. Everybody was fine with it.
How many of these European players stay in the States?
Yeah.
After the season's over.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All of them bounce.
Yes.
Luka back to Slovenia. What's his name?
Goes back to Serbia.
Giannis goes back to France, Greece. All that, like, whatever. It's like wherever they're from, we out. Like, I mean, we make our money there, and we'll spend 6 months there or whatever, 7 months. I'm out, baby. You can hang it up. I'm gone.
And the other thing with that too, what bothers me is that because this has been such a topic, I feel like so many people didn't actually listen to everything that Anthony Edwards said. Right? He said, no, I don't want to be the face. He said, I just want to be the guy that shows up, hoops, kills people, and then I go home. So it's not like he's saying, I don't want to be that good. Everything he does on the court shows you he still wants to be that good.
I just want to hoop. His favorite player is Kevin Durant.
Yes.
Kevin Durant. What is Kevin Durant known for doing? I just want to be left alone so I could hoop. That's all I want to do. I just want to hoop, be left alone, do whatever I do. I just hoop. That's all I do.
And that in his Twitter bio
and all that. Like he said, y'all know who I am, right? Y'all know who I am.
Right.
Y'all know who I am.
I think it's literally in his Twitter bio. It's like, I do me, I hoop, and I chill. That's all I want to do.
That's all I want to do. I could care less about being the face of this. And y'all want people to be the faces of stuff. And it's like, I don't need that. For what? I don't need it. It's already difficult enough. You put out my salary, number one. So the world knows to a certain extent, because that's not always the true. But it's estimated around what you normally make in any
Mhm.
sport. So, you know, that's put out there. So people know that you make money.
Yep.
You make a lot of money. So your lifestyle is already up there. Now you got other things that you got to work on and do and promote the league. And I got, like I said, man, I just, for you to be recognized, and I told you years ago, I used to not like LeBron. And then when I
Yeah.
sat back and thought about stuff, I was like, bro, we'll never, my lifetime, I'll say it this way, my lifetime, we'll never see another LeBron James. 22 years in the league playing this level of basketball, you will never see 22 years worth of high level basketball
I
ever
was the
again.
same way. When he was in Miami, I was the same way. That's when I finally started appreciating him more. Was when he got to Miami.
It was different. And I'm sorry, because you control your narrative and your destiny of what you want to do, which I think everybody should want to
Yes.
do. But
Yes.
for some reason, him and Durant, because of how they did it, they get punished because of old school mentality. Look, if somebody gave me, and I wasn't gonna get in trouble for it, but if somebody gave me the cheat code to making $1 million and I'm not gonna get in trouble for it, you think I'm not about to do it?
But then the thing is, you want to crucify them if they stay in the same situation and then don't
Yeah,
win.
like
Like, because
what?
the thing too with that is, to that point, one thing I've realized the older I've gotten, and I hear more stories, read more articles, things like that. It's not like even in the old school. Now, it didn't happen as often that people
Very
moved,
true.
but it's not like
Very
people
true.
didn't try to go to different places back in the day either. Charles Barkley, for example, and look, love Chuck, what he does on TV, all that stuff. I get it. So when you wanted to leave Philadelphia, your top two destinations you wanted to go to were the two best teams in the Western Conference. They were the two
Phoenix.
best teams. So, like, why is it then a problem, when like player movement and things like that? And don't get me wrong, for storyline reasons, I like seeing players stick in the same place, but I'm not gonna fault you,
I
right, for if
definitely
you
don't
do
bash
move.
them for it.
Right. Kobe put in his trade requests and things like it always has happened. But the players now that once those numbers jumped in salary, and it's like, yeah, y'all do realize how much money I'm making and X, Y. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna put myself in the situation I feel like is best for me.
You know why it's a problem? It's a problem because they're not in the situation, and if they were, then they wouldn't care themselves. But think about it in this level. When you go, we both play ball. You go and play at an open gym, and you're next to go on the floor, but you
Mm-hmm.
got four cats. You just need one. But you just saw a dude out here balling. He putting up, and and we could utilize him. He could run with us. You're not gonna say no, 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 no. Stick with your squad over there because what we got over here, we
We got to
supposed to
win it
run
our
with
way.
this and not be better and stay on the floor all day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anytime I tell that to people, they go, "Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. I didn't think about it." It's the same thing. So why do y'all crucify because Durant left? So what? I don't give a look. If I lost, like I did in the rec league for real, on a buzzer beater to a 73-9 team, and they want me, holla back. And y'all can kiss every part of my natural black ass as I'm leaving too. Because I don't give a shit what y'all feel. And I don't blame Durant for doing what he did. Because people are mad that these guys are taking their careers into their own hands and doing what you old cats didn't do back in the day. Don't be mad at them
Even though
for
they wanted
controlling
to,
their narrative.
even though
Huh?
they wanted to, in a lot of
Yeah.
situations, they wanted to.
Y'all wanted to. We paid the way for doing such and such. You did. You did. You didn't have you don't have to watch it. If you don't want to, holla.
This is true.
So outside of that, I just feel like it's one thing when people say it's easy, it's just a smooth and it's an easy way, you just skate it through or whatever. You're never gonna go to a job where you want to work hard. Just knock it off. Y'all kill me with that. There's nobody that ever goes to a job and goes, "Yo, I want to work hard for this. I want to work hard." You know what? I'm gonna pay you whatever amount that you make right now. I'm gonna give you $10 more, and I'm gonna take less off of your plate that what you do, and I'm gonna pay you $10 more. You're gonna go, no, don't do that. Give me the heart. I want to keep doing what I'm doing and busting. Matter of fact, you give me even more.
Mm-hmm.
Please, not knock it off.
Mm-hmm.
Knock it off. Like that's just foolishness that I hate people. I hate hearing people say, and I didn't even read this. That irks me. With new technology and easy access to the internet, kids are learning a lot more than we could in our home. Another LeBron James will rise in our lifetime. We said that about MJ, but then Kobe and LJ came about. Uh,
Remains to be
yes,
seen. I've seen
yes
LeBron
and
show
no.
it. I haven't seen anyone close. KD and Steph are the two closest, right? In terms of being something. Like again, I don't even think either of those guys are going to get to 22 years. As long as their playing careers are going to be, and again, that's 22 as it is right now. Who knows how long he's going to end up playing?
Very true.
And probably, yeah, I saw that Kyrie got hurt. Looked like he hurt his knee. So
Yeah, I
hope
did
he's all
say
right
something
because that
about
looked
that.
pretty nasty.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Can I say something about that too? And this is another thing, like just on this whole thing about players, making decisions for themselves. It pisses me off what the Mavericks are doing. And I'm not like, look, I'm not even talking about the GM. Like you just, I think the GM just has to fall on the sword. If you ask me, he's fallen on the sword. And look, I don't know how much y'all have or have not paid attention to who owns the Mavericks, what they've been wanting to do. They've been going to Texas legislature for years now, I think, trying to get a casino, a sports book at the arena. Texas legislature has been saying no. So it's like, all right, well, let's take a look at things. What are they doing? Well, one, you traded Luka away for less than what the Nets got for Mikal Bridges. All right, like save me all the fat stuff and out of shape. And no, look, y'all, that's not what this is. All right. Now, all of a sudden, here comes this whole thing of they're raising ticket prices. Now, if I were an owner, why would I want to raise ticket prices? Oh, I know, because I already have a product that fans don't want to see. So if I raise the ticket prices up a certain extent, they're not going to show up even more. Now, what is my perspective? Well, yeah, you see, we can't stay here in Dallas. The fans don't want to come support us. Let's go somewhere else. Oh, what market wants an NBA team? What market is it legal for you to have a sports book? Oh, I don't know. Because like, look, the Mark Cuban days are gone. This team,
Long
this
gone.
ownership group does not care about the Mavericks.
Hell, nope.
So it's all written out, and so this is what I'm saying. One, it sucks for fans. I hate it for y'all. But then also, yeah, why are you then of someone that you see this is what your ownership doing? Why in the hell would I want to stay here? Why?
That's why I don't fault their GM. Somebody has to be the fall guy with
You
the
have to be.
situation. Somebody has to be the fall guy. And I understand that he had the relationship already with AD, working with him with Nike and all that, and then him and Pelinka was buddies.
Yep.
I get all that. But ultimately, like Jeannie Buss even said it. She said they have been working on that for 2 weeks. And that was hush hush for 2 whole weeks. Nobody knew about. So for them to hold on to something like that in this day and time of where we are with social media and how things leak out, if they've been working on this for 2 whole weeks and nobody knew about this, hey, I ain't mad at it. Don't hate the player all you want, hate the game. It is what it is.
Terry,
You
don't I
know,
just read, man.
you just have to you have to look at certain things from that aspect where look, man. And I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago anyway when we brought that up about the casino situation. And I said that we was like, bruh, this ain't about really basketball. They
Not at
just
all.
didn't want to pay him. They didn't want to. They were not in the running for paying Luca.
That's what I'm saying. It's bigger than Luka himself.
It is. They
It's
don't care
way
about
bigger than Luka.
basketball. They don't care about basketball.
No.
So what they're gonna try and do is burn Dallas to the ground in one way, shape, form, or fashion. And then it's not really helping now if Kyrie being hurt if he leaves next
Yeah.
season. It's just
But
really not
again,
gonna help.
exactly. Again, like I said, the day that he gets hurt is the day that they raise the ticket prices. Now, I
Like,
know they didn't plan it that way, but still, it's just like
how ironic.
icing on the cake.
How ironic.
Icing
Certain
on the
things
damn
happen.
cake.
Right. And then the guy that you traded well now he's 26 year old for, well now people like to call him bad knees AD Glass, Mr. Glass. And y'all knew how I felt about him. Mm-hmm. I knew I wasn't expecting the first game.
Yeah.
But I saw this was going in. I saw this was going to happen. So it is what it is, man. I'm not mad at the situation. Just don't knock the hustle of it being about just sports only. It's way bigger than sports.
100%.
Way bigger than that. It is what it is, man.
And that's what I'm saying, man. Like, of all the course of history, right? And I'm sure for everyone who's still in the chat, whatever your favorite teams are, right? Whether it's Bay Area teams, for me, Atlanta, Lakers, whomever. I'm sure we've all probably gone through a point and phase of our sports fandom where what the organization was doing or not doing did not make sense in terms of if you were really trying to win games.
Niners
right? Like, as y'all know, for me, right, I am, I'm Atlanta through and through. My city's lost 2 hockey teams. One of them left before I was born, right? The Atlanta Flames went to Calgary. But I remember when the Thrashers left. And everything that the ownership group, Atlanta Spirit, did screamed, they don't care about this team. And of course, what happens? They ended up selling it. And then once I got older and I'm reading more about certain things, it's, oh yeah, like they had to make a decision. Are we going to keep the Hawks? Or are we going to keep the Thrashers? And all of their investment, all of their decisions were then on, all right, let's just focus on the Hawks, which, they still did a terrible job for that anyway. But, like you could tell, like they didn't want to do anything they could to move that team. So, I mean, they wanted to do everything they could to move that team. And that's just the thing about it is, everyone's probably seen this. And yeah, Christian, I do pay attention to Atlanta United. Sucks they lost 2-0 to Charlotte last week. But that's how these things go. Some people actually do care about winning, right? Joe Lacob cares about winning. I know there are some people in the Bay that think otherwise. No, dude cares about winning. Arthur Blank, for me, cares about winning. Then you have some of these owners, they just don't. And it sucks. But guess what? Some of these players, their legacies are defined by owners that don't care about winning.
Facts.
You put everything in that you do year round. But then if this person up here says, yeah, we're just going to cut costs. And, we're looking to do this or do that and build this, build that. The team, and not so much. They're going to make us some money on the side. It is what it is. Your legacy is defined by that. And your all-time spot in the league. Not the owners themselves. They make the money. Jerry Jones, like how many times have we said it? Jerry Jones don't care about winning. He does not. He does. It's the way that he can have his whole handprints on it, right? Like, oh, see, look at me, I did this. Jerry Jones would have never left when he did.
Never. I don't know where you got that from, Crazy Juice. That I didn't see where Jason Kidd stepped down. I don't know where that came from. Do I think Ghost? You asked, do I think Kyrie? He's gonna leave. He's in his last year with Dallas. I just don't see him. I shouldn't say it doesn't make sense. Anything can make sense for him and his family. Ultimately, I don't know what is more important to him, rings at this time or more money. I don't know. And being in Dallas would make sense if he is out for money. I wouldn't be mad at him. He's already won a championship. If he's about his money and securing his legacies and other generations to be wealthy, more power to him. I wouldn't even be mad at him at all. I don't see it happening, but I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be surprised either.
That's good logic. Yeah, down more.
You know what I mean? Just being brutally honest. Like, okay, let me ask you this:
Yeah.
Are, are you into, since because you watch it like I do, Gil's Arena? Are
Mm-hmm.
you into the legacy of having a ring, or are you for the money?
For me personally, it's a ring. Um, because the way I look at it is, if I were to make it to that stage, and I stayed around for X amount of years, I got money. Like that's how I look at it. Now, I think one thing that's interesting though about the conversation that they had, because another part of it too was like, what's more important for you, like winning the finals or getting finals MVP?
Finals
And
MVP.
like,
Yeah, that was
and then,
like,
yeah, and exactly. So it's just like, yeah, for your legacy, like, no, it's I got to be the guy. That I guess that's another good example, right, of what we just talked about, a little earlier with Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's telling you, everyone, hey, you look at my accolades, what I've done so far in my career. Why am I not in that face of the league conversation? But everyone's like, dog, you didn't win Eastern Conference Finals MVP last year. Your teammate did. You didn't win Finals MVP. Your teammate did. Like, how many conversations did you see on TV instead of just like praising the Celtics for how good they were? It was, whose team is it? If you had to trade one, who would it be? Right? Like,
did they even get along?
yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, they're just beating everybody, making it to the NBA
They beating the
Finals.
socks off each other, slapping, going down, being all cool, and they
Yeah.
like, shout out your source. You know what I mean?
They never do that. And I
You
know they
know,
won't, but
right, right. But it's just the point of how things come out and narratives get started by these guys who have the power of national TV or national recognition. They can start these narratives. You have your Stephen A. Smiths because he's on the biggest platform. Once he starts one little thing and, hey, did you ever think that LeBron will be playing it? And it's like, just shut up, man. Just shut up.
But that's exactly what LeBron was talking about.
And that's
exactly it.
We're proving even more into that, that narrative. That's how things get started. And it's like, dang, where's the positive narratives in these situations? How do we get positive situations out of these narratives? There is none. We look for the negative because that's what sells, regardless of how people look at it, think of it, or whatever the case may be. We're going to sell the negativity. We hate to see that you guys are striving and making sense and doing things for the community. LeBron James opens up a school and people want to find out about the principal doing dirt. Like, really? Really? Of all things that you got going on in the school, that's what you want to talk about.
Right.
What's going on there? What?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of different versions of the Hawks, Christian, if that's kind of what you're pertaining to. I mean, again, when Atlanta Spirit was when I was what was it? When I was growing up, and the Hawks were trash.
Back in the day?
Spade to spade.
Oh,
yeah, like when
let's go back.
Serena first
Back in the day,
opened,
y'all had what? Mookie Blaylocks, Steve Smith.
Yeah, they had those teams with Allen Henderson and Dikembe.
John Concat. Shoot. Yeah. That's even then. I mean, some of those what was the flying team y'all had? Josh Smith, Marvin,
Highlight Factory teams.
Highlight Fact, thank you.
But like,
Marvin
so
Williams,
my point being
Joe
is
Johnson,
like, like those teams were fun, right? But there was that break, right, when it was Dan Dickow and Bob Sura and Sharif, like when Sharif was on the team, because Sharif was cold. The team was trash. Like, those were the years I'm talking about. And then all of a sudden, right, you bring in, like, they drafted Josh Smith, right, hometown kid. And then, like, the first time I ever saw the Hawks make a move where it's like, oh, y'all might be serious. is when they made that trade. They made that deal to get Joe from Phoenix.
Yep.
Right. And that's where it's just like, okay, wait, hold on now. Y'all actually might
doing something.
You might be wanting to do something.
Y'all might be up to something.
Yeah. So like there was that. And then even finally when Atlanta Spirit sold the team, thank God. That's when like Wrestler and like all the other group, they kind of came in. And I saw that Ghost. They came back on the Karis LeVert got the game-winning layup at the buzzer. But then we had that different group, right, where Bud came in, and then you had Jeff Teague, and who else was on there? Kyle Korver.
Two seed.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. Y'all the 2 seed now. But then we had that group with Millsap, Horford, Korver, Teague, DeMar Carroll, Bazemore, like all those guys, and that was fun too. Right. But now here we are again. We're starting to get into the situation where there's a little bit of nepotism coming in because they brought in Wrestler brought in his kid to kind of run things. They put Schlenk out. And now they'll say, oh, yeah, if we got to pay the luxury tax, we'll do it. They've made a lot of moves to get under the luxury tax. So,
yeah. Remember that was back then when y'all had the racist GM, Danny
Ferry. Yeah, he said Luol Deng, like on the court, he's got a little bit of African in him. And I mean that in a good way. How the hell you mean that in a good way? Like, come on, bro.
Ooh, boy, I remember, man. That lets you know I was an Atlanta boy for all of it. Boy, I was like,
I remember that.
Ferry?
He said he had some African in him. I mean,
and he kept his job.
And see, but this is what this is how I knew. This is how I know the Hawks. It's like, man, we have some momentum. We're building something. Danny Ferry built a good team.
Not so fast, my friend. Yeah, about that. Yeah. No, yeah, he went to Duke, all right.
Yeah, he went to Duke.
Imagine if Dwight Howard would have got drafted by his hometown. Nothing. We're talking about Atlanta. Like, okay, let me make something. It's very rare that guys who get drafted by their home state or team do good. Very rare. LeBron might be, and well, he's not no Mike. He's an exception to the rule. Granted, he had to come back. Wasn't his first run through. Let's make that clear.
Right.
But getting drafted outright and it working, I don't know too many, being honest.
I mean,
that's actually a good question, but I don't know too many that have it has worked.
Yeah.
They might have been straight, might have been cool for a little bit, but worked. Oh, well, but he wasn't a star, but he did get drafted by, I would say, Michael Cooper. The only reason why I can say Michael Cooper, I mean, obviously we from the same city, so he got drafted by the Lakers, played for the Lakers his whole career, got rings with him. But outside of that, it's very, very rare.
I mean, Saquon's the most recent one I can think of.
Yeah.
You go home and you get that done.
Nice. Kids to the Warriors back then. Who was then? That was Spreewell years back when he got drafted. Because Kid went to Dallas. Grant Hill was on the Pistons because they was rookie of the year that year. They were the last guys to be rookie of the years. Dallas was different. Dallas had Jamal Mashburn and Jimmy Jackson. They was good. Detroit, that was the end of Joe Dumars.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Freddie Freeman, duh. I can put him in there. Coming back home to LA, World Series MVP.
Right. but you see how rare that is, though.
Yeah, but
You
yeah,
know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that there's none, but this is
yeah, no,
rare,
100%.
rare. Yes, there are people that have. I'm talking about people who have naturally been drafted by that
Oh, drafted.
organization. Yeah,
Okay,
drafted and stayed there. Derrick Rose was,
could have
yes,
been,
yes, yeah, exactly.
could have been.
Yes, he would have been the one. But drafted by, you are from that city, drafted by them. Very rare. Very
Yeah.
rare. And again, LeBron had to leave and come back and won.
Hmm.
He
Hmm.
didn't do it this first run through. So um there are exceptions, but it's very rare. I mean, you could have used OJ if that's the case. I can look at
Yeah,
OJ. He
I
played with
mean,
the Niners. I mean,
because
they
I was first thinking Barry, but again, Barry didn't get drafted by the Giants. He got drafted. Talking about Barry Sanders. Anyway,
right.
Barry Bonds. Because
He was
he got drafted by
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Right. Whoa. Hold on. Where did Tony Gwynn go to school at? He went to
He
San
went to San
Diego
Diego
State.
State. Yeah. I don't know where he's like born from though.
That's where is Tony Gwynn from?
Yeah, Sebastian Telfair. I remember him, but he got drafted by. Didn't he get drafted by Minnesota? I remember him on Minnesota.
What you call it did. Mayberry Marbury did.
Yes.
Tell Fair went. Did he go to Portland?
He went to the Blazers.
Yeah, okay, I
Yeah.
was right
Yeah.
then. The boy's still good. Sometimes, you know. Okay, Gwen was born in LA. All right.
Okay.
But he played in San Diego. That's 2 hours away though.
Yeah, that's a stretch.
Yeah, it's like you still look at him as LA. He would be Dodgers if that's the case. But he's like backyardish, if you want to say. You know what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
you think about it, man. It's 2 hours away, but
I mean, even just Atlanta alone, I keep thinking about some of the guys that we had, right? Josh Smith was drafted. AJ Terrell from here drafted. Like Jeff Francoeur with the Braves, Michael Harris, Jason Hayward, Brian McCann. It's tough, man. Like
yeah.
Was Will Smith, I think the DN, like I want to say he was from New Orleans, but he wasn't on the Super Bowl team. May he rest in peace. This is tough.
Yeah.
A lot of added pressures being in your
That's what I'm
hometown
saying.
and
Like
trying to get it done.
it's a different thing when you get drafted by the Saints. That's a whole different pressure that I don't think people understand. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, nah. That Derrick Rose got drafted by his home team. Yeah, my boy Joe ISO. He was from Alabama though.
Arkansas, yeah.
Arkansas, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um, who's the New York guard that top in his class in NYC, and I think they drafted him.
Because that the whole documentary about him.
Yeah, yeah. Telfair was it back then.
Mm-hmm.
He was around that N1
Yeah.
generation and all that stuff came out.
Yeah.
Dang. What that was? And that was 99-ish. Hell, 98, 99, 2000-ish. I was around when I was literally out of high school. Yeah, Glenn went to Long Beach Poly, which is still Long Beach to San Diego is an hour and a half, almost
Exactly.
two. Still, like it's still not close. It's still not close enough, in my opinion.
No, that doesn't count.
That doesn't count because nobody says, "Well, he's from LA." Well, San Diego, that's the same. No, we don't never say that. Nah, they're still two totally different spots, two different places. So
yeah.
It just doesn't work that way. Marino would have killed if he. We say all this type of stuff, and I think he was great. Don't get it twisted. But we don't know.
But that's what I'm saying too. Like again, for Dallas, we'll see what they do in the draft. If Ashton Genty's there, you got to take him. You gotta take him. Just my 2 cents.
I feel you. I know. No, Kobe was drafted by the Lakers, but did you know he worked out with Celtics?
Because Jason
Yes,
Tatum wore the same. He would wear the same stuff in warm ups that Kobe wore in his workout.
right. Actually, did you know that he was actually drafted by the Charlotte
Yep, by
Hornets?
Charlotte.
He got traded to the Lakers for Vlade Divac.
Woo!
Yeah, real Lakers shit. One of them ones. That's when you know stuff. Kobe, I know it. Trust me. Know everything.
Bean.
The Bean, I know too. That was my whole. I mean, I played against him in high school and then watched his career. I remember when him and Vanessa was getting, was they was dating. And I remember when all that went. I remember when he was dating Brandy.
Yeah.
He
Wow.
took her to prom that
Ghost,
one
that's
year.
a good one.
Ricky
That's a
Henderson.
good one.
That's a very good
Yeah,
one.
rest in
But
peace.
to Ghost, hey Ghost though, keep it real though. That's really something when you think about that though. It's very rare that you hear about, but that is that is hands down a good one right
But
there.
what's interesting about that too, you think about that whole era of the A's, like they had a lot of people from Oakland, or a good bit of people from Oakland, right? D Stu was an Oakland dude, right? They had Vic Roberts, that's an Oakland dude. Like, no, that's a good one.
And Ricky Henderson he spoke in third person all the time.
Yeah, he rest in peace, man.
Yeah, man. I remember I saw him. I was young. I remember my aunt took us down there by Jack London Square. I forgot where we went to down there. It was some restaurant. I was a kid. This is mid 80s. And saw Ricky Henderson and I was like, yo. He came up to us. He was cool. He's like, yeah, Ricky loves the kids. I was like, you know, when you a kid, you don't know what third person is. And I'm like,
right.
He keeps saying,
it's like that. Something don't seem right with that.
Yeah, I'm like, why does he keep saying his name and then saying like who else is Ricky around me? Because it didn't click in my head. You know, I'm 8 years old at the time. I'm like, Ricky loves the kids. I'm like, I'm asking about you. I don't care. I didn't ask about Ricky.
Right.
But hey, that was back in the day, though. I get it. Yeah, that is a good trivia question, though, OG. Man, it is what it is. Good little show tonight.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate you as always, my brother. Wait. Jeter was drafted by the Yankees. He was born in Jersey. So I guess you can't say he was born in the Yankees' backyard. Yeah, backyard, but to New Yorkers, Jersey
they ain't claiming that.
They ain't claiming that. You can't get a New Yorker to be like, yeah, he's from Jersey. Okay, he's from New York. No, they're not gonna say that. They're gonna say he's from Jersey. He's from Jersey.
He's from Jersey.
He ain't from New York.
Because I think for a lot of his life too, because he's a big Michigan person. So a good bit of his life he moved. I want to say.
Jeter?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's like I know he's got ties with Michigan, so
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Wow. Good shit. Good to know. I know I remember back in the day hearing stories about, you know, if he had parties, he used to have this big old basket that he used to put by his front door that people had to drop their cell phones and
that's your NDA.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He wasn't playing that, so you know what kind of freak offs he was having. Oh no.
Have you seen those graphics where it's like they make a start 9 of like, here are all the people that Derek Jeter's dated? Like in terms of celebrity status. I gotta find it, but when I looked at this roster and this list, and I'm like, yeah, you ain't bringing no phone in these parties. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
New Jersey. If you're from Jersey, you see a lot of Eagles fans.
It depends on what part of Jersey.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I'm like, yeah, it kind of depends. Because I know my dad stays up there. Speaking of what you're saying, OG, the Bronx is the Bronx. That's very true. My dad stays in the Bronx. Matter of fact, he stays across the street from Yankee Stadium.
Hmm.
Um, oh yeah, yeah. And my dad is crazy as it may seem, but my dad is an actual Yankees fan. Like, he's been a Yankees fan my whole life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you from Oakland? Like, that don't even make sense. My dad has been a Yankee fan his whole life. He is a
Always seen him on
Laker.
TV.
Yeah, he is a Laker and a Yankee fan and a Raider fan. I'm like, the three teams you like, I do not understand, brother, but it is what it is. He has a distinguished list.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Hey, why hasn't Halle Berry ever had a person to stay down with her as fine as she was? Yeah, okay, OG, I know you at work. Now, I don't think I'm gonna get you in trouble for what I'm gonna say, but I think it's just true. I think Halle Berry. It was a movie. I don't know if you ever seen this movie, Jordan. Kind of young for you, but I'm gonna tell you my age with this one. You remember the movie Strictly Business? It
Mm-hmm.
was it was him. Remember what was the dude's name? He was Denise's husband from the Cosby Show. Remember when? Well, no, not Denise. What was
You
Lisa
talking
Vanderpump
about
name?
Lisa?
Lisa.
Yeah.
She dated or she was dating or married to the dude who was in the army. Well, he was the guy. He was the broker in that movie. Anyway, and he was dating that chick from what's the movie? What's that? I'm gonna get you, sucker. She took all the pieces off her body. But anyway, he was dating her and she was all uppity. Halle Berry was fine in a mug in that movie because she worked at a club. Yeah, Tommy Davidson was in it. OG, you right. But she worked at it. She was a bottle girl. She was a waitress in the movie.
So it's been a minute.
She was fine in that movie, boy. Woo!
I went to the theater to see. Yeah, that brother starving.
Hey, that was when Halle Berry was at that time.
She was at the top.
If she wasn't one, she was definitely number two. It was no
Mhm.
3, 5, top five. No, not in our community. She wasn't. It was
Right.
one or two. Yeah, she wasn't far from two. She wasn't far from one. Nowhere. Nobody's list back then.
Mhm.
That short hairstyle. My mom used to rock that short hairstyle too back in the day too. But yeah, my Halle Berry, Halle Berry, Halle Berry.
You know it's a problem when you get that, because obviously that gets my generation, and still she was a standard.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm
And
talking about. See, when she was Catwoman, when she was Storm, like how they had to run, man. Still
she was a
does.
crackhead. She was a crackhead in Jungle Fever.
Mm-hmm.
Um she was a crackhead in what was that? Losing Isaiah. Remember she tried to kill the son in that? She was always in some weird movie stuff. Like she was the emergency lady doing people's, you know, she was bad, man. Is that
Pterodactyl.
is that when Halle Berry was Catwoman? This was before Catwoman.
Yeah.
Look for Christian, Strictly Business. Look up that movie. It might be on what is
I'm
it?
sure it's streaming somewhere.
Yeah, it's probably streaming on Timu or what is it, Tubi or whatever. Strictly Business. Classic. Classic. I came back to the dorm and argued all night. That was the finest woman in the world. Holly was fine, fine. It was for me, my young crush days. It was Holly Berry and Shantae Moore.
Hmm.
Boy, my dad would tell you, boy, Shantae Moore was it when I was a kid. Then she went out and married Kadeem Hardison. I was like, this mother. mother, what is you doing? Not this fool.
I understand.
I was a hater, man.
I understand. See,
Look,
Christian, I don't want to go into my young crush days because I'm still hurt by both of them.
who?
So one, as a kid, right? Because I was Disney Channel, all that. Raven Simone, man, I love, and she was from Atlanta too. Like, love Raven Simone. We see how that's turned out. Uh, oh my gosh.
Oh, that's hilarious right there.
And then the other one's Candace Parker. Dog. I told you.
Oh, she went with big old blockhead Sheldon.
Bro,
Williams.
that so like because everyone know like right, she's married to, I think it's a Russian woman, right? That didn't hurt me as bad as it did when she married Sheldon. When she married Sheldon, I was hurt.
Hey, Ed had a kid by her.
Because like one, he was on the Hawks. Like I couldn't tell you how many times I would hear from my friends,
player.
"Oh, you know, we saw Candace out in the city." I was talking like, "Why everybody seeing Candace but me?"
But me.
And then like it just didn't pan out on the Hawks either, so that made it even worse. I'm like, dang, like it's not even like LeBron, like it's a scrub. You know what I'm saying? Like so that hurt. Man, I know Therodome. I'm 0 for 2. Like I said, it hurt my heart. It hurt my heart.
Dang, boy. And both of them did.
All right, we done with the show, man. I gotta go take a walk.
Hey, don't be bad, man, because Holly, she didn't have to switch other teams, but she sure couldn't keep it, man. She always had to pay the dude. Like, it was no dude that stayed with her. And I was like, man, she too far. I could deal with that. Now that I've gotten older, hell no, I couldn't deal with that. I see why your ass is single still. And you paying people, man. Boy, there's something about it. She went through David Justice.
Yep.
Snipes. Billy Bob Thornton, wasn't she with him for a minute?
Billy Bob.
Well, I know she did him in Monsters Ball in the movie, but I don't know. They might not have been for real together. But yeah, Halle Berry was that one, but Shantae Moore. Her and you remember old girl what's the old show? Is it In the House? Yeah, with LL Cool J. It was a girl that was on there. Is it Mia Campbell? I think that was her name. And she ended up getting on them drugs. That girl. She was bad. But then she became a crackhead, and I was like, this dumb, bro.
Well,
you want to be a J.
Like, man, got that all over again.
Right, right. Like, of all things, you want Debbie Allen. Nah, that's fame. That's Felicia Rashad's sister. That's who that is.
I met her at a restaurant one time.
Who?
Felicia Rashad.
Yeah. I used to I knew where her old house was in Atlanta. I knew exactly where it was in Atlanta. I had a buddy who used to stay over there by her, literally in her cul-de-sac. I used to see her often. She was cooler than a fan.
Yeah, I met. It was at Pascal's in downtown.
Yeah. Oh, I know about Pascal's.
Boy, that's right. Oh,
yes. But yeah, Felicia Rashad she was always, hey baby, how you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And she was nice as ever. Yeah, Mia Campbell. I know. Debbie Allen was in the house. Absolutely. She was the aunt, the mom or whatever. She was the mom for the kids or something. And LL Cool J was like the nanny or some junk like that. But he was an old ex-football player. Some bull job. Show was all right. He just wore too many hats all the damn time. Man, you bald head, man. That's one thing. Like I get it to a certain extent. Like only way I'm gonna rock a hat is if my head is cold. Outside, I'm not rocking no hat. I
It
don't
all
even own a
depends.
hat. Yes, I do. I own one. I own a couple hats. Let me stop lying. I'm not wearing no hat. I don't care.
Just rocking the ball look.
Rock, yeah. It's naked head. Let's ride.
I
Let's
respect
ride.
it.
Shit, I ain't about to wear no hat. But if it's cold, boy, stop.
Oh, 100%.
We covering this thing up.
I ain't catching no head cold for nothing.
Facts. Marlon was the Marion. Yeah, Marion was the dude. Oh, he played for the Raiders. I know he played for some team. Either way, they was trash anyway. Didn't matter. Especially when it was the Raiders back then. If they was in LA, they was trash. I went to a Raiders game as a kid, and I was like, yeah, I see why I don't root for this team. And I'm talking about like, you know, even considering where they was, I was like, no. I don't see how you drunks cheer for this team because this is
That's
what
why they were drunk.
bunch of just drunks fighting each other. I'm like, yeah, I'm out. This is not a team you'll ever see me rooting on, cheering for. I'll kiss my grits. I'm out.
Yeah, one day, I mean, I'm still there with the Falcons. And sadly enough, one day my kids might be too.
I ain't mad at people. Like, have you ever thought about going or joining another team?
Oh, no. The only
I
one
respect
time
that.
I'll say was like when I was a kid and I went to the Super Bowl when it was in Atlanta, right? The Titans Rams Super Bowl. And I thought the Rams were cool. They had a cool celebration, right? It's the greatest show on turf. Like that was like the one time in my life where I'm like, this team's fun too. Like I remember I think it was like 2 or 3 years later, they played a road game in the Georgia Dome. And all that whole Sunday, I'm like, man, the Rams were playing the Falcons. I was in a dilemma. But best believe when 1 o'clock on Sunday came, I'm going for the Falcons. it was a no-brainer. But like that's the one time in my life where I'm like, this team's kind of cool. That's the reason why I like the Battlehawks in the was it UFL or whatever?
Yeah.
Because as a kid, I liked the Rams.
Yeah, I can
That's
see
literally
it.
why.
Because they did have an arena team there for a minute.
Yeah.
Atlanta was
Georgia Force.
dang boy.
Those games were fun. The Georgia Force games were a lot of fun.
I'll say it this way: the early 2000s, end of '99 ish. I wasn't around. I wasn't here for Freaknik, so I don't know about 99 to about 08.
God bless my city, man.
To this day, I just pray I'll never get a phone call. I just leave it at that.
Hey, that 18-year statute of limitations is almost up, man. You almost
Man,
survived
to
it.
this day, I just be like, please look.
You've almost survived it.
Boy.
And, and listen, Molly, I know you might still be watching. I am good. You ain't got to work. Look, I'm not going down with the ship.
Man, them
I'm not
years
going down with it.
was. Atlanta was different. strict.
Yes, it was.
I just know we'll
For
never
sure.
see that version of Atlanta again.
No.
And even if they was to ever bring it back, it'd be no way.
Can't. It
it'd, be,
literally can't.
it'd be no way I could ever be that. Nah.
That's what I'm saying, Christian. I no look, I'm clean. My name is Bennett and I was not in it.
Nah.
Hmm.
Nah.
I was at Waffle House.
Oh, I was at Waffle House too. And other places after, before, after done. Waffle
I
House
was just at
in them
Waffle
days,
House.
Waffle House didn't close.
Yep. Before up until COVID.
Yep. That was one of the strangest things was seeing Waffle Houses closed. That was like,
That's when you know it's a problem.
yeah.
Like just
That's
like
when you
now,
knew
like they do
something.
they have like the 50-cent egg surcharge.
Yep.
I'm like, wait, what? You got to pay Oh, you this problem.
It's different now. We done really hit some surcharges, boy. It done moved up like this. That
Mm-hmm.
when eggs go up and when Arizona's go up in price, you like, oh, bro, it done got bad now.
The
Those
last
two
hope we have is
things,
Costco hot dogs.
that's it. And we in
That's it.
trouble with that go. You like,
We are done.
we had a good run, y'all.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's it, y'all. We out. We done. But hey, it is. IHOP was 24 hours to COVID. Yeah, they still was. I think they still are. Walmart's in Georgia don't stay open 24 hours no
Yeah.
more. They used to stay open 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Now they close. Some close at midnight. A lot of them close at 10 now. So.
Mm-hmm. I didn't realize that happened until I moved out here.
Yeah,
I
it
had
all
no
changed
idea.
around during COVID. All that shut down. I was
Yeah.
like, I remember going 2 in the morning, do some shopping. Ain't nobody
Mm-hmm.
in there. You can get a couple ratchets walking around in there, but honey bun was $3.28. This man said the honey bun. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know. I'm not really big into sweets. I'm not lying. I think I may have eaten a honey bun once in my life. No lie.
All right. I'm gonna tell you my honey bun story. Then after this is when I got it because I definitely have had more than one honey bun in my life.
Nah.
So go grocery shopping, right? And obviously, like again, I can't speak for all moms because I ain't have all moms. Just had black mom. And as you know, Rod, if you waste groceries, especially as soon as you got them, like your mom ain't gonna be happy. Okay. Get home, right? We had the box, right? You get the box of honey buns at the grocery store. I ate every single one. My
In
mom
one
came in
sitting?
damn near in a day. In a day. My mom came and she said, "You ate all those honey buns." I was frozen.
Wait. How many was in the pack?
It was like 6,
Yeah,
I think.
you went through them, G.
Bro, throw them. Like like to this day, everyone asks me because like I usually don't eat desserts and stuff when I go. They're like, "Wait, how are you? You're so weird. You don't like desserts." I'm like, "Trust me, I do like desserts. That's why I stay away from them. I see what happens when I go get some." So it's 8. Okay, there you go. I was trying to make myself feel better. Thanks for backing me up.
Woo.
So when I tell people I love desserts, but I make like the conscious decision, nope, can't do it. That's why.
Wow.
That's why.
I understand it though. I respect it.
Yeah.
I've never been one of those that not huge. I'm not big into sweets like that. Like even as a kid, oh, you want this? You got this? I'm good, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, wait. I was a kid. I didn't eat cake. Pause. Just never been a cake eater.
Yeah.
Don't like it's not good to me.
I feel it.
I've had people sit cake in front of me and be like, "You don't like cake?" I'm a black person that does not like sweet potato pie.
Mm. Yeah, you really don't like sweets.
Like I'm one of those people. Like I'm extremely simple. I got married. This is how much I don't like cake. And if you, for most people who do that, whatever, especially back then, for my wedding, we had cupcakes because I don't eat cake. So I at
Hmm.
least compromised in that way.
Hmm. Oh
See
wow.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't even all that cutting the cake and for what?
Y'all can do it if you want to. I'm cool over here.
Enjoy. That's just how I look at everybody. Enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't eat cake. Nah, I don't eat none of that junk. So
More power to you.
hey, it is what it is. It's always been something that I've done, even when I was a kid. Gerard here now, bro. I can't do it, man. That y'all, I've had folks say, "Oh man, I'm taking your black card from you." Hey,
Here.
good luck. Good luck with that one, cause
Yeah,
it is what it is. I don't give a shit if you have it anyway.
I feel
Uh,
that.
but yeah, I can't fool with it. I don't like the consistency of it. It just that junk tastes like mush. Mush with some crust.
I can respect it.
I'm like, bro, y'all eat this? This
I
shit
can
don't even
respect
taste like it's finished. Man, this look like baby food and some crust, man. Y'all eating this shit like it's good.
Hey,
I,
all I
I,
know is you don't eat it. I'm gonna respect it. We see. This is what I'm saying. We ain't gonna disrespect number two just because it's number two. But
now see,
this is where we gonna stop at sweet potatoes,
I eat sweet potatoes. I definitely eat yams.
bro.
I'm
Yes.
I'm one of them weird dudes like that. I hate tomatoes. Love ketchup. I'm
Mm,
that type of
okay.
dude. You see what it is?
I see what you're
I'm
saying.
different like that. But you're not, nah. You throw some tomatoes in front of me, I'm gonna look at you sideways, like, man, you don't get this shit out of my face. Ketchup? Oh well, where you going with that? Let me get that. I'm different that way, so
I respect it.
yeah. What does mush taste like? Whatever y'all eat on Thanksgiving, that be in that crust, that be looking like tapioca.
Oh, not okay. Yeah, we ended the night. No, I'm not going down there to tapioca. Cut it. Cut the show. Cut the show. I'm not letting you do that. I ain't letting that happen.
Nah, man, I can't. I can't do that, man. That junk be. I only eat cake when it's my birthday, or when I don't touch none of that. I love Kim. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on, Christian should put pause at the end of this, brother. Like, this is so reckless right here. This right here is it's a violation of every code. You just said that out there. That's his truckload. Different for some people cannot smoke weed, hate the smell, burns their nostrils. Oh, thank God that I ain't got that problem.
Oh man.
If that's a vegetable, I love them greens.
And it's like Kodak Black said, doctor told me to eat my veggies. I'm smoking broccoli.
That's it. Hey, one thing about it, brother. Yes, I do eat. I can consume. See, no, because no, I am a consumer of the cannabis, and absolutely, I condone cannabis for me, for my bones, and for me to sleep. I'm one of those who have insomnia, so I can stay up 26, 27 hours with ease.
Mm.
If I don't smoke or whatever the case may be, I'll be up till tomorrow. Just sitting there, like,
Hmm.
my mind will not, my mind don't shut off at all. So, you know, I gotta smoke.
I feel it.
Plus, helps me
Ghost,
get
they were
creative.
frosted. They were frosted. Frosted honey buns. But speaking of, man, let me go make this food.
Yeah. Hey, y'all.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody in here. To everybody, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all once again. Um, love, peace, and hair grease to all y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe, all that. Appreciate y'all for
With the
tuning
hair
in.
grease, though, you might lose a boxing fight. Be careful.
Don't go down to one knee and not get counted for a standing A call either. All right, y'all. Y'all be safe.
Appreciate y'all.
We out. Shoot, I forgot what to do. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, we out, y'all. Gone.